Hi, I'm Carol Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs. 740-689-6991.
Imagine your possibilities at Ohio University Lancaster Pickerington. With over 250 majors to choose from, I get a great college education at half the price of other schools.
A lot of large campuses have huge class sizes where the professors don't even know you. At Ohio University, the classes are very small and the support you have is fantastic.
Campus life is awesome. There's always something to do between all the athletic events, student groups, and activities that you can always find your place in.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Welcome home to Ohio University Lancaster Pickerington.
Welcome to the Dream Machine. Like to be part of Dream Machine, keep me busy, and it's also important that we do it together as a group, and we plow and plant, and we have lots of produce. We have tomatoes like one here, and gourds, cucumbers, squash, crawberries, beets, microgreens. We also have flower arrangement, and we also sell bags, those tote bags out of animal food bags, and we sell them out in the market, farmers market.
It's a special place that keeps people healthy by eating a couple fruits and vegetables. I always show people, first time they pick raspberries and green beans, I show them how to do it like they do it wrong. Picking raspberries and green beans is simplest, easy for me. We're entering some things in the fair like pumpkins, the gourds were growing, and everyone likes them. Tasty.
Fairfield Federal, in cooperation with Interphase Video, presents the Lancaster Festival, live from downtown Lancaster. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan makes it easy to take control of your personal finances and build your wealth. You can access your accounts 24/7 with online banking, bill paying, and debit MasterCard. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, checking, savings, and home loans, online and on the go. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Also brought to you by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Walker Shoe Center, Buckeye Lake Marina, South Central Power, the Fairfield County Parks, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, Dagger Johnston, Miller, Ogilvy, and Hampson, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Ohio University Lancaster, the Frame Shop, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Lancaster Festival Live. I'm Paul Jasson. Thank you for joining us on really a beautiful day here in downtown Lancaster. The new festival, the 2018 festival, is a season of firsts, and we're struggling a little bit with some rain getting to this day. A couple of nights have been kind of iffy, but everything has been coming off. The festival committee, Ken Culver, Deb Connell, everybody is doing such a great job of working through everything. We'll have clips from some events that have gone on through now, with Dennis DeYoung up at St. Mary's with the opening on Thursday night. That's on down the line. So we've got a great show for you today as we begin our Monday. And as we are here now under our Personal Touch tent that they erect so nicely here to protect us from rain. The sun has just come out, so I think it's going to be a beautiful day. We've got a group across there, the Festival Brass Quintet on the square downtown. They're going to be playing here shortly. I think they start in just a few minutes, so we'll look forward to hearing from them a little later on in the broadcast also. We'll begin today with our good friend. We haven't seen her on the show since the fair. Cindy Smith with the Frame Shop. Cindy, how are you?
Just fine, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing well. A beautiful day like this. I don't think I've ever had the pleasure of having you on without, what's his name? Oh, yeah, Steve Smith. He's got bigger fish to fry today?
Oh, he does today. I'm sorry. He wanted to come and see you.
My vote is to have you on. If I can have you on, I'm good with that. So we haven't seen you since the fair. We were down there on that Monday, the beautiful booth you had set up there with so many nice things. Tell us what's new with the frame shop.
Well, we've expanded on some things. We have a larger line of country chic paint. It's a repurposing, refurbishing paint, and our daughter is teaching some classes using that paint. Of course, the framing's keeping us busy. We've had some large, multiple orders for some galleries that keeps us real busy. And then our laser engraving product gift line has expanded. So if you need something personalized, laser engraved, come in. We don't.
Has that turned into a real big business? Because I remember when you started that, you were real excited about it.
Oh yeah, it has. But I think that we need to get the word out there more that we do have it. You know, that you can stop in, get it done while you wait, kind of a thing. And the last thing is, if you email us pictures, you can kind of come in the shop and see that we can print photos on wood slats, boxed canvas, tiles, slate, metal, acrylic. So a lot of people want things without frames, and so we've picked up that business that you can put things on the wall without having frames.
So the frame shop now does not framing signs.
Yes, we do.
I guess that's really what a small business is all about. You start out with an idea, it's the frame shop. You make frames, you start out with that, but then I think as time goes on, you learn that you have to do different things if you want to continue to eat. I've heard that explained before. A small business needs to what the demands are, and you've expanded so many things that a frame shop is really just, the frame business is just really one of the things you do.
Oh, it is. And you know, framing is our biggest business, traditional framing and so forth. But the float frames are popular, things that float on the wall without frames, like the acrylic pegged panels and so forth. People just want a cleaner, lighter, neater look. It goes in decorating cycles like anything else, you know. And so that's what we've tried to do, is kind of not be so traditional, offer a lot more, you know, contemporary type ways of hanging things.
I know where you're located. I know exactly where you're located. But for those few people around that may not know, give us your location, your phone number, your email, any contact info.
Sure. We are on the corner of Union and Columbus Street at 339 North Columbus. Our phone number is 740-654-9300. And our website address is theframeshoponline.com.
When I was a young person in this town, and that has been many years ago, that was McClurg's Music Shop. When I was a young person, Maynard McClurg had started that there. He eventually moved up the street to where the hair salon is on the other side of Frank Smith's. But that was McClurg's, and I took music lessons in that building in the upstairs. I know it well. So what's your history there? When did the frame shop come in?
Well, it's funny you should ask that, because I just talked to Joyce Harvey and I asked her if she wouldn't please do the history on the corner of our buildings, and she said that she would. And I've heard that it's been McClurg's before, because Sue McClurg Hotham, she told me a little bit of history about that. But we actually cover 3 storefronts, 333, 335, and our new building at 339, which isn't so new anymore. It's 15 years old at least. But my mom and dad started in 1975 down the street at 714 North Columbus. And so in 79, they moved to the brick building next door that we're attached to. And then in about 97, we built the new building on the corner and moved the frame part into that. But we've had to go back into the other buildings because we just needed the space.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a good problem to have.
That's a good problem to have. That's right.
So does it get busier around festival time for you, or is this a busier time, or you just continue on?
Well, it's pretty busy all year long, but we do have peaks. Of course, the last quarter of the year, starting from fair on. And then about a month before Lancaster Festival, because we're framing everything for everybody. So we kind of have a lull the 2 weeks of the festival because we're not on Art Walk. And so we can kind of breathe and get out and see the Art Walk ourselves and take in everything the festival has to offer.
So where are you going tonight? Did I hear you're going to hear an Irish singer tonight?
Yes, the Knights of Columbus Hall.
Very good.
Yes.
And then Martina on Saturday night, pretty much for sure?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
The Smiths will be out there screaming. I'll look for you. All right. Cindy Smith with the Frame Shop, and again, one of the great local businesses here in town. We always try to promote local business. They're the backbone of the community. Frame Shop is one of the good ones. So Cindy, thank you for joining us. If we don't see you again, we'll see you at the Fairfield County Fair.
Yes, you will. Thank you.
Cindy Smith with the Frame Shop. I want to remind you that this past Thursday night up at St. Mary's Church, a big opening of the Festival First, and we've got a great clip for you here. They had 4 brilliant young soloists up there. We're going to see the violinist virtuoso. Let's take a peek at one of these performances. I think you'll be impressed. I don't know of a Thursday night up at St. Mary's Church that hasn't been fabulous, but in a season of firsts, that may have been one of the very best. Was a remarkable night up there. Again, they had 4 soloists up there. This young lady was one of the 4, different instruments, different things, but the orchestra was just tremendous under the direction of Gary Sheldon, and with those soloists, it was fabulous. So pretty neat to see that, and I hope you got up there, and if you did, I'm sure you enjoyed it too. We're down here live, Lancaster Festival Live, downtown on the square under our nice personal touch party tent, keeping us dry. Luckily it's not. If you're still intending on coming out for a noontime event down here, weather's great. It's nice and overcast. It's not real hot. It's a good evening to go hit the food vendors over there. Be a fun time to have a lunch down here. Still have time to make that at the Lancaster Festival. We'll continue our live show, and this is Marcy Schaefer with the Fairfield County, and I'm not going to say historical parks. It's the Fairfield County Parks. Will that be correct?
It's Fairfield County Parks, and we are historical. We have Rock Mill, we have covered bridges. Over the years, we've kind of been called both, sometimes historical parks, sometimes parks. Here in Ohio, we're fortunate to have a lot of different park districts. That's great. It does cause people to not know who is who, so we thought we should probably pick a name and focus on that one.
I think some of the fear always was that I think for years there was some confusion with the city parks. When there were levies coming up, who are we voting on? Are we voting for, who's the money going to go to Rising Park, or what are we voting? There was always some confusion there, but Fairfield County Parks now trying to clean that up.
Yeah, we're working on that. We were at Festival Fair Day on Saturday, and we'd ask a lot of folks, have you been to one of our parks? And some of those folks knew which parks were ours, and then some would say a metro park or a city park or something like that. So yeah, we're working on it.
Well, you're different from the city parks, but one thing you're similar to the city parks, you have a tremendous lineup of things going on this summer, and we'll get to those in a moment. But one of the events, since we're here with the festival, really ties in with the Lancaster Festival. What was that, Saturday night out at Rock Mill, one of the real big events?
It was last evening.
Sunday night, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, we had a brass concert on the bridge, the Rock Mill Covered Bridge. It rained heavily for about an hour up to the concert time, and we still had over 80 people come out and enjoy the concert. And it sounded amazing there on the bridge. It was really fantastic.
Well, kudos to you and the Lancaster Festival group of people who make these decisions, their brain trust. What a great place to tie in, and that's obviously what the festival tries to do, is tie into so many venues. You know, they go to all these locations in town, to schools, to event centers, to OUL. They go everywhere, and what a natural tie-in out there, and I bet that was just a fun time.
It really was. It was great. And it's the first time, as far as I know, that one of their concerts has been held in one of our parks.
Now, your fairly new director is Todd Yunkin. He's still working out, still going, still coming to work every day?
Still coming to work every day, working very hard. Yes, he is, and we all enjoy working for him, and we're excited about the direction the Park District is heading.
So we go from last night with the Rock Mill concert, and now the festival's going on this week, but things really continue to happen this summer. Lots of events, not only with the wonderful Rock Mill wheel and everything that's going on out there, which is kind of the linchpin, I think, of the Fairfield County Parks. When you think of them, that's the location you think of. But you do a lot more with a lot more locations.
We do. We have 19 locations throughout the county. I came on board in October, and one thing I've been trying to do is to offer programs and educational opportunities around the Park District to get folks to learn more about the park near them, or maybe a spot in the county that they've never been to.
So I would suggest if somebody has a question about the Fairfield County Parks, you can Google them. They have a nice website. Y'all got a wonderful website, lots of information, and all that's on there. I'm talking with Marcy Schaefer, who is Education Services Coordinator with the Fairfield County Parks. Used to be the historical parks, not the city parks, we'll make that very clear. But what's coming up in the near future?
So on Friday at Smeck Park, which is near Baltimore, we're going to have a program called Games from the Past. We'll have they're replicas, but some antique style toys, and if we have enough folks, we'll pull out a parachute, which young kids love to do that. We'll be there from 2 to 4. That's kind of a come and go, you know, if you want to come for 20 minutes or 2 hours, we'll be there. And then this weekend is one of our Rock Mill weekends, which are spring, summer, and fall, basically through October. Volunteers have Rock Mill open from noon to 4 every Saturday and Sunday. This weekend is special, though. The last Sunday of each month, they do milling demonstrations. So folks can actually go watch the mill work. And see the corn grinding and talk to the volunteers about that whole process. It's really pretty amazing.
Does that still draw a good crowd when you do this? Now, it's been a while. Things have been moving for a while. You've actually been utilizing the wheel for a while. But I would imagine each time you do this, it's like brand new all over again. People have never seen it.
Absolutely. It's very popular. It's a busy place on the weekends. During the week, too, people can stop and see the mill. It's just not open on the week. And part of what we were excited about the concert last night is we thought that might let some more folks know that Rock Mill's there, and maybe encourage them to come back or tell people they know about it.
So you've got kind of a festival event Friday night, Smeck Farms up here near Baltimore. What's coming after that?
So we've got the event on Friday, and then Rock Mill weekends. Later in August, we've got Wilderness Wednesdays. This year we have an intern from Ohio University who is really interested in sort of rugged outdoorsiness, and he'll be teaching kids things like fire building, shelter building, things like that. That's for kids between ages 8 and 12. They can call us. That program does require a reservation. A lot of our programs are just drop in, but because of the supplies needed for that, we need to know who to...
Well, why don't you give us that then? Give us your actual website and a phone number that people can call.
Sure. Our website is fairfieldcountyparks.org, and our number is 740-681-7249.
And you get a lot of activity this time of the year. I mean, the Smeck Farm things, you don't need a reservation for that. Like you say, that's come as you are and just leave when you want.
Exactly. And coming up in September on the 22nd and 23rd, we're going to have our big Harvest Festival. We have a partnership with Fairfield County Antique Tractor Club, and they planted crops at Smeck this spring, and they'll be there harvesting them in September. And that also is pretty much the whole weekend, each day till 5. Folks can come and see those demonstrations going on, maybe take some homegrown potatoes home.
So that Antique Tractor Club, that's just a natural tie-in for you folks.
It really is, and it's a good fit for Smeck.
Well, good luck. Marcy Schaefer, Education Services Coordinator with the Fairfield County Parks. Used to be the Historical Parks, now the Fairfield County Parks. So lots going on. Got, Friday night up at Smeck Farms, and then Friday afternoon, then Sunday out at Rock Mill for that event out there. So you'll be working the weekend?
Yeah, probably.
Well, Marcy Schaefer has been our guest, and thank you for joining us. Give Todd our best. We'll look forward to him, and keep the parks rolling. We'd love to attend them and go to the events. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fairfield County Parks, thanks for joining us. And we look at events around the festival, and last Saturday night, a big event, had a little rain issue, but got through it. It was wonderful. Dennis DeYoung with the music of Styx, so that's on. And we're going to show you a clip from Saturday night, a huge crowd out there. And this is Dennis DeYoung and Styx performance of the song Too Much Time on My Hands.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. Good night. Yeah, I was thinking, okay, let's switch these. Can we switch the next 2 songs since we got them up here? Can we switch them? Matt, Dave, we're going to the next song because these people want to party. Are you ready to do some dancing? Johnny.
Giving up hope on the afternoon. can solve the world's problems without even trying. And I got dozens of friends, and the fun never ends as long as Dennis is buying. Is it any wonder I'm not the president? Is it any wonder I'm not a boy? One more time. Is it any wonder I've got too much time on my hands? It's taken away with my sanity. I've got too much time on my hands. It's hard to believe such a calamity. I've got too much time on my hands, and it's taken away from me. Too much time on my hands. Taking away time on my hands. I don't know what to do with myself. Too much time on my hands. Too much time. Too much time. Too much time on my hands. Too much time on my hands. So let's go.
Great crowd out at OUL Saturday night. Dennis DeYoung, the music of Styx. You could tell he was a real crowd favorite. He played to the crowd. They had a big crowd right in front, and they just enjoyed him immensely. A good call again by the festival group to have them out there on that first Saturday night. And again, I know ticket sales were very strong. Again, they had a little weather issue there, and that may have scared some people off, but the people that stayed really had a great time. I've talked to enough people that were there, enjoyed it. In fact, here's one of those people right now. Lancaster Mayor Dave Scheffler, you were there, stayed through the whole thing.
I was there, stayed. I even went up to the front, stood in the front for probably half a dozen or so numbers, and really enjoyed it. It was fabulous.
Do you hold up your phone with a cigarette picture on it, like a lighter picture? Do you still into that?
No, that's a different generation. They used to use lighters when I was.
Now it's on your phone.
It's on my phone now, yeah.
It's an app.
It's an app, of course it is. Yeah.
Well, Lancaster Mayor Dave Scheffler joining us. And Dave, I was interested, I guess one question I had, you were a regular guy, just like the rest of us around town. Then you became the executive director of the Destination Downtown Lancaster, DDL, and you went through all this under that command. Now, as the mayor of Lancaster, things change in how you look at all this, or I'm sure it's still fun because I know you enjoy every minute of it, but perhaps a different perspective?
It is a different perspective. As a matter of fact, this Friday night at Art Walk was the first time I'd ever gotten to walk around during Art Walk, because I was an artist and had my exhibit, and so you're stuck there for the whole evening, and by the time the exhibit is finished, you're too tired to walk around from standing up and talking to people. And then the DDL job, so Friday night was wonderful. We got to enjoy a leisure dinner and then walk around downtown. It's a different perspective on things.
I think several years ago, I could remember it was an ale house opened, and that seemed to me to be kind of the genesis of the downtown really taking off. I'm not sure it was them, but they opened up at a time that the downtown really got going. You were in the DDL at that time. From then till now, it's been remarkable what we see in the festival down here now. You have to be so proud about the changes you've seen.
Well, it is. It's a wonderful change to Lancaster and downtown to have all the empty storefronts filled. We now have 10 locally owned restaurants downtown. And it's like, where do we eat tonight, dear? But it's showing up, too. I think I've gained 5 pounds since I was mayor because, we have to patronize all these wonderful places to eat.
It's a tough job, but I think you'll do it.
I'm up to it, yes. I'm a foodie, so I don't have any trouble getting out there and, try all the new places.
As mayor, are you in on much of the planning on how this takes place? I know the committee and Ken and Deb, they have their own group of people and they really handle all that, but did they invite city officials in? We'll talk later this week with Dave Ward, the fire department, police chief and all that, but is the mayor and the city involved in kind of some of the just basics of all this?
I'm sure the city is involved, especially with things like Art Walk, and there's a lot of permits necessary to close off streets, to get the street department out, to block off North Broad Street. The mayor himself isn't real involved because we have department heads that are very capable. Chief Pilar, Chief Ward, Paul Martin, the Service Safety Director, Bill Burrows at Sanitation. So they work out all the details, and I just get to enjoy it.
Very nice, very nice. You brought it up there, Bill Burrows and Sanitation. We'll talk about a couple things here that are just tied into the city. Real hot buzzword right now is sanitation with the new containers going out. I saw them on my way over here today. They're still handing them out to parts of people in the city. So things are still moving positively there.
Oh, certainly, and we get calls. I haven't gotten my new trash cart yet, and it's like we have over 16,000 residences to deliver them to. So it takes a while, and they're scheduled to be finished by the end of the first week of August. So if you don't have your new toter yet, don't despair. You may get it. Now, I did get a call this morning from a gentleman, friend of mine, who lives in a development. We haven't gotten our toters, and I said, well, you're going to get them, and it went on and on. Well, where are we going to put them? And I said, well, what do you mean, where are you going to put them? And he said, where you put your trash cans now? And he said, well, we don't have them. He said, well, we just put our trash in the dumpster at our development. I said, well, you're not going to get a toter. You will continue to put your trash in a dumpster. So there's so many questions about that, and people think they're going to, if you put your trash in a dumpster, that's what's going to happen in the future. No change for you.
And there's a learning curve, and I know that's something that you and Bill and Paul, everybody have talked about, and I know you're lenient on some of the things here for a period of time as this learning curve kind of develops, but there'll come a time when it's the gun goes off and it's for real. But any questions, I'm sure you would say call up and ask them, because you want to clear everything up so there are no problems.
Absolutely, and the sanitation number is 687-6660. If you have questions, call. They are getting many calls every day, and mostly people don't know or understand. And really, for most people, it's not that big a change. It'll just be a different container. But, well, we're following the new No Trash Left Behind, which is a new motto for the city. In the past, if you had more than, I think it's 8 bags, then they didn't pick it up. They only picked up 8 and left the rest and left you a note or something. That's not going to happen anymore. We're going to pick up all the trash that's out. If it's big enough to be part of a bulk pickup, you need to call and ask. And one of the problems is that people clean out their garage on the weekend. So they pile their recliner, their sofa, their unused treadmill out at the curb, and they leave it sit there all week. If their trash day is until Friday, it sits there, and we don't want that to happen. We will just call sanitation, ask for a bulk pickup. It doesn't cost, actually it costs less if you call, because if it's left out and you haven't called, there's a $10 surcharge, and that's to encourage people to call and get it picked up when you put it out.
So really, I guess the thing you're saying is there is no change. It's just like it was before, except now you have this beautiful blue tote out there.
Yes, and everybody's be uniform. You go down the street on trash day, everybody will have a toter out there all lined up perfectly. It looks a lot better than white bags, green bags, loose trash boxes, pizza boxes laying out, which is what we're trying to get away from to make the city more beautiful.
No trash left behind. That's the phrase, right?
No trash left behind. I have a t-shirt that says that.
We look at other parts of the city. Anything going on at the mall out there? I've heard a lot of people talk about the mall, and there's some trepidation, a little fear. Other people saying, well, it's nothing different about some of the stores where the liquor store is. A lot of interest in going on around the city. Anything you can share with us?
Certainly. In fact, I had a lady approach me about a week ago very seriously. Can I talk to you? And I said, yeah. And she said, we've heard that the mall is going to close after Christmas. Is that true? And I can say it's not. In fact, I had a discussion with the mall manager about 10 days ago, and they are very pleased with what's going on there. They have a new owner who's spending money to upgrade the mall, and their actual sales have been above expectation every month except May. I don't know what happened in May because city income tax collections were down in May too, but we've been up every month. Of course, Elder Beerman's going to close. It has no reflection on Lancaster or the shoppers here. Every Elder Beerman store in the country closed because the company went bankrupt. I understand she shared that they were very close to signing for a new tenant for the Elder Beerman space. She was not privy to who it was. The owner has not shared that, but I'm guessing that announcement should be made fairly soon. And the Sears space, Sears had the lease in that space through June 30th, so they recently got the key to the Sears space so they can start marketing that now. So she's very upbeat and things are going well out there. Lancaster is actually a shopping center for Southeast Ohio. Economists have a number that's per capita retail sales for a population of a certain size, and we exceed that by a significant amount because we have a draw from like Perry County, Hocking County, Athens County, Pickaway County. Those shoppers come here to buy, and so we are a retail hub for southeastern Ohio.
So there's no reason to panic, leave the city, move out, do something crazy. Things are still be open tomorrow morning?
Things will still be open tomorrow morning, next week, next month, and next year. The economy is doing very well here. Unemployment's low. We have new spaces being filled up all the time. For instance, the new Pit Stop liquor store on Memorial Drive, and that was completely a Department of Liquor Control initiative to get that going. They saw that we had sales big enough to support a second store, so they went out and solicited petitioners to come in, and Gary Edwards, the operator of that, beat out a number of big box retailers for that space. So that's and another local business in town. We love it. Taxpayers, shoppers, keep them coming.
I look at the Mid-Off building down here, I drive by there and I'm just in awe. Every time I drive by there, those windows really set it off. It's such, when you think back, and you were more integral to watching all of that than most of us, but just as somebody walking by, I look at that place now, that is one phenomenal place that Brad has renovated.
Yes, it is, and when we get retail stores in there on the ground floor, it'll be even more spectacular when it's lit up at night with merchandise and storefronts. Think of Christmas time with the Mid-Off and window decorations and people shopping. It'll be fabulous.
Well, it's a fun time to be the mayor. I always talk with Dave Smith and his predecessors about things going on, and this is just a fun week. I know many times there's reports, there's meetings, things that mayors have to do, but there are also fun things you get to do, and one of them is kind of traverse around the city here and look at everything that's going on. What an enjoyable time to be in Lancaster.
Well, I'm a real people person anyway, so I always enjoyed walking around, talking to everyone. But now a lot more people know who I am and come up and talk to me, so it is fun. I enjoy it. It's a great thing. It's a super job. I'm enjoying the job.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing, Dave. Thank you very much, and we'll have you back on. We like an update. I'm not going to give you the mic back because I know there's something here that is not going. I don't want to hear this. I'm not giving the mic back to Dave. Thank you for joining us today, Dave. We want to show you a clip now from a group called Cyberite 5. They're out of New York. They were there Saturday night before and with Dennis DeYoung, and they're going to perform the AHA song, Take On Me. Cyberite 5, they were out there with Dennis DeYoung and Styx a little before and performed with them out at OUL. So a big Saturday night out there, as you can tell, with them and Dennis DeYoung. Everybody had such a great time out there. Speaking of OUL, it's a kind of a nice tie-in right now. Nate Thomas is admission counselor, one of the people that heads up going to college out at OUL. Nate, first time we've had you on. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
As we were talking before, I think when you wear your Bobcat shirt, which I'm pleased to see, I could have worn one myself, I don't have it on today, but nice Bobcat shirt, everybody looks at you and they probably think you're a prof out there. But in your own way, you are.
I get that a lot when I go out to the community. People say, hey, do you work at the branch? I go, yes, I do. And they say, what do you do out there? Do you teach? And I say, well, I'm not a faculty member, but I teach people how to go to college. So I try to educate them on the admissions processes. It's a little different than going to Athens.
Well, as somebody who, again, who was a product out of Lancaster High School, and again, I go so far back as to, I went out there when they were, before they even had a building, they met at Lancaster High School, so I got out of high school, went back to college at the high school again. And then I left, went in the Army, came back, and they built the first building right there, the initial building, and from then on it's just grown tremendously. And we go out there now and look around. I don't know if you're a local boy, but wow, the university with the festival, what a tie-in.
Well, I'm from deep part of southern Ohio, so I didn't know, other than Lancaster, Ohio, I didn't know the university had a campus there until I moved to the area. And I was amazed when I walked into buildings to see what else was inside, because there's more than meets the eye when you drive by and see cars in the parking lot. So that's what I try to do, is get people to come out and see us, come into buildings. I give a lot of tours to people. I love giving tours, tell them who we are and what we do. Then we can sit down and talk about school and whether it's the right.
So these would be prospective people that are thinking about, where do I go next fall? What do I do? These would be your main clientele?
High school students during the year, adults who want to come back to college, people who've never been to school. That's my job, to help them get in.
And I think that's not too hard to sell. I mean, you've got a great reputation, especially now with high schools doing so much as taking classes in high school for college. There's such a tie-in there now. I imagine that part has made your job a little bit easier.
In some respects, it's made it harder because it's a lot more people to talk to, but that's a good problem to have, right? So I used to work with the College Credit Plus program, but because it has grown so much, my job has been streamlined to work with helping people get into the university, and then we have advisors that work with them. But yeah, it's getting the message out that there's a lot of opportunity here locally. Admittedly, some people start with us and finish in Athens, but we're a great part of this community, and we want people to know what's out there, and just don't assume that what you knew in 20 years ago in 1985 or 95, I'm not great in math, but don't assume that you know what's out there. Come and see us.
Talking with Nate Thomas from Ohio University Lancaster. We used to call it a branch. Do they still use that term, or is that offensive now? Is that not a PC term?
It's okay to use that. It's typically referred to as a regional campus because we serve about a 50-mile region rather than serve the globe like Athens does. So our programming has to make sense for what people can do in this region as far as getting a job after they graduate.
Is there still such a large number of adults going out there? Because when I went, again, I was just 18 years old, so I'm there. But then I came back as an adult out of school, and I noticed a lot of people like me who are older just continuing ed, doing things like that. That's still a big part of what goes on.
That's the really neat thing about OU Lancaster. It's a variety of people doing different things. I will say that when the economy tanked about 10 years ago, people started buying their kids a better car to get them to a closer college than buying luggage because they saw what a good value it was. Well, wait a minute. They saw us being as an inexpensive alternative to going away to college. But once they got there, our enrollment grew from about 1,500 to 2,500, like that. But the good news is, even though the economy's better and people are now buying their kids luggage again to send them away, a lot of people are still coming to the branch. So the number of adults hasn't greatly increased, but we still have a wonderful percentage of adults that come out, go to college, accomplish their goals in the short term or long term. You mentioned when you first came out, before the buildings were built and then later, the emphasis was on the associate degrees in the beginning. But now we have 12 bachelor's degrees that could be completed, get an OU degree, and never set foot in Athens, unless you want to go to a ball game for free.
And that's the way it was. Brassey Hall, I just remembered, that's what it was called, Brassey Hall. But when I went, that was exactly right. You could go there, max was 2 years, whether you wanted to be a teacher, whether you wanted to be a doctor, no matter what you wanted to be. But now you can actually go 4 years there and get a full degree.
Right. 12 bachelor's degrees. We had 8 when I started 16 years ago, so we're not getting to 20 anytime soon. But again, we're tying into the needs of the area because our students, when they graduate, we're hoping they come right back out in this community and get a job. People who go to Athens, they come from all 50 states and 103 international countries, but when they graduate, they don't stick around Athens looking for a job. If they do, we call them townies, and that's not a good thing. So.
I remember the townies, and you're right, that wasn't a good thing. But I went there before Halloween was Halloween down there, so I went pre-Halloween.
Well, we don't want to talk about those kind of negative things about college. College is what you make of it wherever you go. But if people work hard, first play later, they can survive a residential campus as well.
Does one of the things that impresses you as you've come here to Lancaster and now involved in the admissions out here at Ohio University Lancaster, the tie-in that Ohio University has with the community? Certainly we see it with the festival. There would be no festival without OUL and that fabulous location out there. But OUL is a real player in the community.
Yeah, my office looks out on the back 40 or 50 acres. And for several years I've been saying, we've got all these people coming to the Lancaster Festival. Why aren't we out there greeting them when they walk over the covered bridge? So we've got some people here that maybe I brought this idea up again after several years, and some current people like the idea. So we got a booth, and we've got a nice tent with alumni from Athens coming up. We've got our Lori Locke, our development person, and we'll be out there to talk to people. If you'd like to donate to the university, Lori would be happy to talk to you. But just as a nice way of saying thanks for coming out and supporting us. And I like to be out there and greet people and have a good time. We got a selfie wall out there. If you want to post it on social media, go right ahead. I don't know how to do that, but young people do. So just a lot of opportunities to say hi at the OU booth.
So if somebody wants to contact you, wants to get some more information, maybe they've got to, here we're in the summer, maybe there's still some, well, I don't know what we're going to do in the fall. How would they best contact you or get with the university?
Well, first of all, 5 weeks from today, fall semester starts. So with an open admissions policy, there's no deadline, so there is time to still apply. But I wouldn't wait too much longer. Let me help you get in. My number is 740-681-3332. My office hours are 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. I'm an old guy, so the best way to get a hold of me is call me. But go on our website. It's lancaster.ohio.edu. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. ohio.edu/Lancaster. And you can click on Apply Now or Visit Campus or just look for our general number. But you got my office number, so call me.
Very good. Nate Thomas, Ohio University Lancaster. Maybe we'll see you out there Saturday night with Martina McBride. You'll be there.
I'll be there. Thank you.
You'll be the one smiling?
I'll be smiling as you come off the covered bridge.
All right, very good. Nate Thomas, thanks for joining us. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Dagger Law, we have more than 110 years of combined expertise in nearly every part of law.
What I think sets us apart from any other law firm is our ability to work together.
With us, you're getting a trusted partner, in addition to a team who can help you with a growing business, changing family, planning your future, or dealing with land issues.
It's a challenge every day, and you meet an awful lot of nice people.
Your case matters. We'll take the time and the energy to ensure that you have a quality experience, quality representation.
Whatever you need, we have a lawyer who can help. Dagger Law. Local, trusted, experienced.
The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster or 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
The Lancaster Festival Live is brought to you by South Central Power, providing affordable, reliable, and safe electric since 1936. It's Ohio's electric cooperative, serving over 15,000 members in 24 counties. South Central Power, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. Also by Fleet Masters. For over 20 years, Fleet Masters has provided medium and heavy-duty truck repairs for our customers throughout central and southeastern Ohio. They're locally owned and operated at their 10,000 square foot facility located at 202 Quarry Road in Lancaster. By Buckeye Lake Marina. If you're looking for a new boat, a great pre-owned watercraft, or a place to get parts for your boat, Buckeye Lake Marina has it all, and they look forward to your support. You can contact them at 740-467-2697. And by Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, home of the Pickering House. They're proud to support the 2018 Lancaster Festival. Fairhope provides care where you need it and when you need it, in your home, in a hospital, or facility. Comprehensive, patient-driven, family-focused care right here in Fairfield County. That's Fairhope. Here for you in the hardest of times.
All right, we are back and we wrap up the 2018 first day of our Lancaster Festival Live. We're here every day, Monday through Friday from noon to 1. Stop down, there's wonderful things like the brass quintet across the street. Every day the percussion group from Lancaster will be down here on Wednesday. So lots of things going on besides all the regular events. It's Monday night. Let me highlight a few things for you here. 1:30 today is Children's Corner, Madcap Puppets, and Jules and Vern's Excellent Adventure. That's at the AHA Children's Museum at 1:30. Also at 1:30, matinee at the mall, the Harmonics String Quartet. That would be out at the River Valley Mall. 3 o'clock, the cafe concerts going strong again, keeping in line with the theme. They are favorite firsts, and they'll have Christopher Purdy, host of Classical 101, by request on WOSU FM. They'll be out at Cheers Chalet, so we look forward to Christopher coming down. Always adds a lot to the festival. And then at 8 o'clock tonight, K. Hall Dunn, Ireland's Piano Man, be at the KSC. And so that's the lineup, anything from 1:30 to 8 o'clock tonight. Lots going on at the Lancaster Festival. It's going to be a fun evening, and as we speak, the sun comes out. Make your plans. You're going to have a great time to whatever event you choose to go to. We'll be back tomorrow with our Tuesday Festival Live show right here downtown by the fountain right behind us here at Lancaster. So thank you for joining us on Festival Live. I'm Paul Jasson, your host. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Fairfield Federal, in cooperation with Interface Video, presents the Lancaster Festival, live from downtown Lancaster. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan makes it easy to take control of your personal finances and build your wealth. You can access your accounts 24/7 with online banking, bill paying, and debit MasterCard. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, checking, savings, and home loans, online and on the go. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Also brought to you by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Walker Shoe Center, Buckeye Lake Marina, South Central Power, the Fairfield County Parks, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, Dagger Johnston, Miller, Ogilvy, and Hampson, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Ohio University Lancaster, the Frame Shop, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.